Okay, wow. Welcome back, everybody. This is Adam Golden Eagle, co-founder of Global Hearts Dance, together with
Eeshi-Ra. Hey everyone, how was that for you? Oh my God. I don't know about you, but whenever we do a global link up, like what I've done with Earthdance for many years, I feel this beautiful hug on the inside, feeling it in my heart, feeling that connection with everyone across the world. So I hope you felt that. And if you didn't, that you felt that beautiful connection with yourself and your heart. And it's a beautiful thing, uniting with all our global family across the world. So we are really excited today to bring in a beautiful backstory to the Earthdance prayer. And it's my honor and privilege to introduce Michael Gosney. Michael Gosney, welcome.
Hi.
And
hey.
Hey, thanks so much for coming on. And Michael has been part of Earthdance pretty much from the beginning. Would you like to share a little bit about your history with Earthdance?
It goes way back, yeah. Well, it goes back to the 90s. And I was here in San Francisco, where I still am. And I met Chris Decker through our common friends, music circles and so forth, actually over in the UK initially. And then he moved over here to San Francisco. And at that time, we had Radio V going, which was our online electronic.
I remember that.
Portal. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Early digital download going on. And we had a radio program running around the country. And so it was a great fit with Earthdance. And Chris moved in to our offices in South of Market, San Francisco. So, yeah, I've in various ways through various phases. I've been involved over these 25 years, and it's been quite a journey with Earthdance. And it's great to be observing this 25th year and the prayer for peace. At many of these events, luckily live events mostly over these many years, I very often have the same exact experience as this like chill running down my spine with that prayer for peace right at that moment when there's a little signal played like send it out now. It's palpable, and
it is.
It's real. It's entanglement, as they say in quantum physics, of human consciousness. It's very, very real phenomenon. So, but yeah, it's wonderful to have seen how many people have joined, and very small group of us all of these years have simply managed the nonprofit that registers the events around the world. And it's a product of this international community. We've been in over 60 countries, hundreds and hundreds of events, 100-person festival, small private event, to 25,000 person festivals, some of the ones in Australia. I mean, so it's really been wonderful and remains even to this day very international. This year we have, even though it's a very down year, needless to say, we've had quite a number of live events registering from all over the world. So here we are. And
yes, here we are. I think I first met you when we'd moved the office. Like the history, was that Chris had the office in London, Chris Decker, and then he moved the office into the house I was living in Glastonbury.
Okay.
And we had that there for a while. Then he moved the office to San Francisco, and then he invited me. Of course, I was International Co-ordinator at the time, and it was actually in my bedroom, which is right on the edge of the tour. For those of you who know Glastonbury tours is supposed to be the heart chakra for the world, and it was so cool to record the voice of the prayer, and then we finished off the track with Alex and Marcus in Glastonbury, and it had the beautiful two rivers, which is what Alex got guided, the white spring and the red spring, the sound of those in the background. And then we had me doing the prayer, and then we moved to America, and I think I met you it was at one of the CCC events, because I don't think I met you back in London before.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, and yeah, what a journey! You know, it's been such a privilege and an honor to be in service to bring so many people together, and just to see how many people are just thirsty for that community, thirsty for putting positive energy in. It's been really beautiful.
Yeah. And when you pull back and you look at Earthdance, it's kind of fascinating that it embodies these different elements that you don't see repeated much out in the world. I mean, the synchronized prayer for peace, we can talk a little bit more about that, but that is something that we really helped establish that whole field. Now, speaking of field, with many other events going on, and our colleagues with the Global Coherence Pulse, which have just made an amazing past year of doing these regular monthly pulses where we're getting people all aligned. But the other aspects of Earthdance, just the conscious festival concept, the national nature of it, the multi-location on the same day.
On the same. Yeah.
I mean, and then donating to a charity, which is required of each event. So you got to do some
give back.
It's really made all these contributions, kind of been a standard bearer across these different categories. And, you know, I think we as a community can be very proud of that. And in many of the countries around the world, I mean, it's really kind of a beacon of light, this Earthdance thing, like this conscious people and connected with all over the world. I mean, it really means a lot, you know, to in different ways, right? And different events around the world. And even though it did start, interestingly, I mean, out of the psychedelic trance movement, which just like all electronic music, it became global very quickly because there's no lyrics. So you don't have that problem of translation, right?
Right.
And Psytrance early on, and Chris was involved in the Return to the Source parties.
Yes.
It initiated a very international network. And that was actually the beginning of the Earthdance network of producers around the world that did the first ones. That.
I remember that we you know, it was the Buddha with the UFO in the background on the flyer, you know, and it was the first time you saw a Buddha, you know, on a club wall, you know, and it was quite a thing, you know, and then everyone returned to Samsara and all those guys, or Samsara, you know, that everyone started copying that same concept. But it was beautiful to see that merging of club culture with spirituality, you know, and helping people really think differently about a club experience, you know, bringing in, like we had Leola in the early days, you know, she co-created the Prayer for Peace with Chris. And then we had, you know, that inspiration, that really fueling Return to the Source, and how that was so pivotal actually at that time in London. You know, I felt that we were really helping shift the club experience. I was working with Leola doing on the dance floor, you know, we do the Sushumna ritual dance theatre company, you know, where we shifted the energy up through our bodies, and then that helped lift the energy of the club. And even if anyone was taking something, they still had this really positive experience, and there was that beautiful unity, and, you know, that feeling of love and connection and heart, you know. It's been so beautiful to see that, because it's really made a difference. You know, you can go into a club and you can dance to some music, but, you know, if the DJ's on something, or he's just like in his ego, it's kind of like, you know, it's not a particularly positive experience. But you know, Earthdance always had that softness, and Return to the Source always had that softness and that welcoming, and that everyone's a tribe and we're a family, you know. And it was really special, and it felt very symbolic, you know, to have the track of the Prayer for Peace made in Glastonbury, you know, because you know, if people are right in saying, oh, it is the heart chakra, you know, it felt like it's reminding people of the heart, coming back to the heart, because we can be up in our heads and busy, and, you know, so it felt really special.
It's true. When you look back on it, it really had a wonderful origin with you guys composing the Prayer for Peace, and you know, when I was talking about the different aspects of Earthdance, the main one is peace, that we are aligning with the international. We're recognizing that and giving that. And it's been fascinating over the years. And I've ended up Chris Decker and I have been probably the two main spokespersons over these 25 years for Earthdance. He more in the early years, me more in the later years. And, you know, our colleagues, Revis Daniel Moore and Matt Marshall and
Matt Marshall,
Hay, who left our Earth plane some months ago, sadly. But then Andy Fuso, who's been just really great, and he's the International Co-ordinator now. There's been these successive teams, you know, Chris and Abby Lewis, I have to mention, because she was very
of course
early years working closely with Chris. And yeah, so it's been a journey. And by the way, I mean, I just want to put out there that now we're looking at what are our next 25 years. And
wow,
in age. And so we're wanting to see some younger people come in, and we're interested in others who might want to join the nonprofit. And new.
That's good to know.
Yeah, we want to recruit a new round of producers around the world. So we welcome inquiries and
that's great. Yeah, get the kids involved. Like, yeah, we've been in touch with Tom McDonald. You know, he's a rapper. He's got such an amazing following. He's got like 2 million followers on YouTube. And he's really speaking truth. He's really out there. He's very clear. And, you know, he's got something like 630 million views on YouTube.
Well, exactly.
Like his tracks. Yeah.
To be honest, Earthdance could shift into a whole nother level. It's really kind of ready. Because, you know, when the web was first going and back in the late 90s and early 2000s, those Earthdance events were some of the first exciting live streams on the whole internet. We were aligned with Pseudo TV, if you remember them, in New York City. And I forget the exact years, but there were hundreds of thousands of views. I mean, it was huge.
Yeah.
So, anyway, with the kind of the new influencer world and conscious celebrities that are starting to come out more and more for Earth and peace, I just think Earthdance could shift into something way more mainstream.
I think that would be epic. Yeah, because you get the kids involved. Like I see and I hear and I feel that the kids, they're done with this old way of doing it. The old paradigm. They are really not playing ball at all, you know, and it's so evidence, you know, based by the interest that they have with people who are really very outspoken. And I just think, let's break free, let's shift gears and get everyone involved. And, you know, it's just about, you don't have to make it sound too out there for people to grab as an idea. And we're getting short on our time here, but
okay, I'm gonna jump in just with 2 quick questions for you, Michael. So what would you say, and obviously you've had a very long experience and I'm sure it's been very colorful, what would you say has been your defining moments with Earthdance, and how would you take that experience and what is your vision for the next 25 years? I'd love to hear that. I know they're big topics, but if you could give us a juicy answer to both of those in a short amount of time.
Well, you know, I mean, it's such a distributed network of minds and talents and spirit, you know, Earthdance. And I suppose I had some moments at the Northern California Festival that we had for many years, which was one of the wonderful Earthdance events around the world. I had some high moments there, but I don't know. I think that, well, I guess I would have to say the 2007 Earthdance with Prayer for Peace that we had the Global Ohm, and that was a pivotal moment in time.
And the GCP as well, when they monitored it all around.
The Global Consciousness Project, which has been operating for some 25 years or something, with very quickly, it's random number generators around the world that are sending a stream of random numbers back to a server in Princeton. And this is what's been going on. And so these 50 to 100 random number generators at different points around the world, all sending their streams back. And so they measure those, the collective streams coming in. And when coherence shows up in the timeline, that should otherwise be random.
Coherence as in heart coherence, yeah?
Yes. And so there's a coherence going on in what otherwise should just be a field of random numbers.
Right.
And so during those moments, they will notice that there are events going on around the world where thousands of human minds are entrained on the same thing, the same emotion at that moment. It shows this. So it's very like, what? How in the world do electrons bouncing off satellites and random numbers?
This goes to show the power of conscious intention with quantum entanglement, like you were speaking to at the beginning of the interview.
I'm absolutely convinced that we, as embodied fifth dimensional beings, just as we've learned, our personal intention will manifest events in reality. Likewise, our collective intention manifests events in reality. And, you know, I believe that this is where all miracles and evidence of the divine, this all comes from that very phenomenon of, I like to call it colonies of minds. When colonies of minds approach the divine, the world, it answers them.
Yes.
Nice. Yes, well, that's definitely have much more of that moving forwards individually and collectively. I do feel we're going to have to wrap up here. Michael, thank you so much.
You're absolutely
Thank you. So beautiful to see you after all these years. My God.
Yes, it has been a run.
Still doing it.
Still doing it.
Thank you for all your contribution to the beautiful Earthdance prayer for peace. It's just, really uplifting, absolutely amazing, and look forward to so much more magic.
Yeah,
and we love that video. That video is so epic with Michael's visuals. They're just so gorgeous.
Yeah. We're all proud of that. I mean, it's not a small thing to put that in a video, you know. So I think
I get it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, you guys. Really a pleasure.
So beautiful to see you. Yeah, sending you much love all the way from San Francisco, and I'm from Bali, and Adam's in Maui. So
well, we'll try
time zones across the globe, bringing people together in sacred frequency and prayer and dance.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay.